Hey, good morning, team. So today is the 16th of July, 2020. It is my day 18 of the 22 days of Suicide Awareness Challenge. So let's see, today is a Thursday, so that makes it Hunt the Good Stuff Thursday. And so what's good about hunting the good stuff? We mentioned, I think in one of the previous ones on one of the Thursdays, that hunting the good stuff, or training your brain or rewiring your brain to avoid the negativity bias, really does open up a lot of doors. It allows your brain to be much more mentally agile, so that when you come up against obstacles or challenges, it will open up some other doors, so you're not constantly thinking about probably the worst case scenario. So that's one of the things that hunting the good stuff does. Another thing that I believe hunting the good stuff does is that it increases your gratitude. And studies have shown that improving your gratitude also gives you hope. And so when you run up into these challenges to where suicide and some of the other things, it seems like it's the only option, having your brain rewired against and able to recognize and fight the negativity bias, combined with some extra options that you might be able to come up with to help solve some of these critical challenges, and then having extra gratitude built in gives you one other tool in your toolkit to help you combat some of the biggest challenges that we have. So the last few days we've talked about prevents, and we talked about Reach Now, which I think is pretty cool. And the mission for Reach Now, if you haven't done it already, please go back and take a look at those websites or look back at some of the other videos, because one of the goals that we're trying to really get after is that the people that you meet on the street, at the cafe, at the coffee shop, at the hotel, at the mechanic shop, on the ball field, in the school, everybody is tracking what the risk factors are and is aware of what the warning signs are, and then have some ideas on what they can do if they recognize and they see that people are having a lot of the risk factors, that so your radar kind of comes up and like, hey, let's check on them a little bit. And when you start to see the warning signs, that you have some avenues that you can, when you talk with them, remember using ACE, Ask, Care, Escort, and remember the National Suicide Line. And the one that I called them yesterday actually is the Vets for Warriors link. And that's another 8255 number there. So I've asked you to program those into your phones. I called the Vets for Warriors yesterday to see what would happen, and it really was a real life person. And they told, the young lady told me that their mission there is to help people get to the left or get ahead of challenges. And they're a real person. I understand that they are veterans, so they understand veterans. It's a real job. They're not volunteers. So if you're having some small ankle biter type troubles or challenges right now with finances, with emotional relationship issues, any of the things that are some of the big ones for risk factors, or even some of the small ones, give that Vets for Life or Vets for Warriors website, check that out, and then if you feel like you need to, give them a call. Or if you know somebody that's having some of these issues and challenges, and you think that that other person has got some fears, or for whatever reason is not seeking help, then you can call. And then they can probably give you some ideas on what you can do to improve your mental agility to be able to help these people take care of some of these small challenges way before they become a crisis. I think that's one of the biggest tips that we can do, is along with, if you're a leader, supervisor, buddy, talk to your people often. Give them as much predictability as you can so that they can mitigate some of the challenges in their own lives, and then have some of these options in your toolkit, so when you come across somebody that's moving into a crisis, you can engage as early as possible. I think that's one of the biggest keys. So go check out the Within Reach Now website. It talks about the risk factors, and more importantly, the thing that I saw there was the protective factors. So if you're not overly familiar with the protective factors, go give them a look, and then see what you can do to improve those that are around you in their protective factors, so that they have extra things in their toolkits, so when they come up against these challenges, they've got some options. So I know it's kind of a long way to say, what am I thankful for today? And another piece that hunting the good stuff is, and the piece that it's the thing that makes it different than just being the glass is half full, is you have a responsibility to determine what did you do to create that thing that you are hunting the good stuff for, and probably more importantly, what can you do to improve that hunting the good stuff is going to continue to happen. So with all that, let's get after these. I'm going to try to keep doing push-ups. It's getting a little bit rougher and rougher, but we'll give it a shot. It's good for my shoulder, that's for sure. Had that rotator cuff surgery. Just getting old. And I started this yesterday. I've always been doing one more for the warrior in the sky, the ranger in the sky. I've tried to come up with a couple of the creative things, but I think from here on out, I'm gonna do 2-2. So I'm gonna do 22 and 2 extra for whatever it is out there. I really appreciate all the behavioral health people out there. A serious shout out to all of those people that have picked up the ball and continuing the challenge for at least 22 days, whatever it is. You don't have to do anything physical even. If you just keep sharing something positive for 22 days and help keep the awareness about the risk factors, the warning signs, and really start to pay attention to what are some of these protective factors that everyone can improve on. So if you can get after those, that would be awesome. So let's do 2 more for all of that. All right, everybody, have a great Tuesday, have a great Thursday, and 2-2.